Hi, I'm Mr. D and welcome again to my kitchen. Today I'm cooking in my thermal cooker a family favourite, lasagna. First of all, I've added rapeseed oil to it, and I've then add one large onion diced, 2 sticks of celery, once again diced, fairly small, and 2 carrots diced. Now, this you need to cook for about 5 minutes, stirring it from time to time. And once that's done, give it just another stir before adding your meat. Now, normally you'd use beef in this. I'm using half pork, half beef in mine. It's just I thought that'd be quite nice to do. So that's 500 grams of pork, and to that I'm adding 500 grams of minced beef. I want to mix that down and break up any lumps to start with. This is going to make absolutely plenty of it, and it'll be a full 3 litre cooker full. So I'm going to cook that meat for about 5 minutes, once again stirring each time before adding 2 tins of chopped tomatoes. So mix that all well together. And now I'm going to add 2 cartons of tomato puree. I'm going to add 2 of those. If you can use it from a tube, so let's say add about 3 tablespoonfuls to this. Not too critical, whatever. If you like it a bit more tomatoey, add a bit more. And stir that in. Bring that to the boil. I'm going to give it now a twist of salt and pepper. Good twist of salt and pepper we got there, and mix that in well. And last thing I'm doing is adding a sprig of bay leaves from our bay leaf tree in the garden. Put its lid on and then put it in the outer pot. And I'm going to leave that to cook for 2 or 3 hours. Doesn't matter too much how long you leave it. Okay, now with the meat sauce cooking in my thermal cooker, I'm now going to make the bechamel sauce. Now to do this, I'm going to use the Delia Smith all-in-one method. So let's see how that works. First of all, I added 570 millilitres of milk. You add 50 grams of butter, and we haven't put any heat on yet. 25 grams of plain flour, and a good grating of nutmeg I like to add, so it's probably 1/4 to 1/2 of nutmeg. I've now put the heat on, and the important thing is that you keep stirring it. If you don't, you're going to end up with it in lumps. And when it starts thickening, which it has done here, I've now got to leave it on a very low temperature to cook for about 5 minutes. And the reason I'm doing that is I'm now cooking out the rawness from the flour, which is important. Okay, after that 5 minutes, add a good handful of cheese. I've got Parmesan here, but you can add whatever you like to it. And stir that in and let it melt. Okay, it will melt down quite nicely in there. And that's all the lumps have gone now, and it's just now nice sauce. Just give it a seasoning with a little bit of ground pepper, black pepper, and just a pinch of sea salt there. Right, now having made the meat and the bechamel sauces, both of which I put in containers, I'm now going to assemble the lasagna in my top pot. For this, I'm going to use fresh lasagna sheets, but as you'll see later, fresh or dried sheets work just as well. So come on, let's get on with the assembly. I've got my meat here, as I said, so I'm going to put some of this on the base. So I want to do a nice layer of base. It's only really making layers. It's smelling really good, this meat. So then what I'm going to do is I'll take a bit of my bechamel sauce with the cheese in. And then I'm going to put a little bit of parmesan on. This is grated parmesan. Now I need to put my first layer of pasta on. Now the beauty with using fresh pasta is I can cut it nice and easily. So now I'm going to put the lid on that, turn up a little bit, and in here I've got exactly 2 litres of water, which is the right amount of water. The way I work that one out is by putting water in, putting the top pot in, having a see if it's just touching the bottom, and I worked it out that way. So I'm just going to bring this to the boil. And once it's to the boil, put the top pot, as I say, on, and then I'll bring it back to the boil and then turn it right down to a simmer and just leave it. So let's leave that to one side. So now what I'll do is I'll show you what the finished one looked like. So this one I started this morning, so there's your lasagna. What I can do with this, I could stick it just under the grill, so you can brown that if you want. I personally don't bother browning it, we just eat it like that. It's all beautifully cooked inside. We serve it with nice salad leaves, which is really nice with a bit of dressing on. Maybe some nice crusty bread, anything like that. So let us know what you normally eat your lasagna with, because it gives us all ideas of different ways to serve it.